7 bombers took off in the dead of night. No warning, no announcement, just silence. And then, thousands of miles away, Iran's most protected nuclear site was gone. That was the B-2 Spirit. And the US Air Force used its entire available fleet in a single mission. What happens if they need to do it again the next day? That question is shaking war rooms right now. And the answer is already flying. In 2026, 5 bombers are rewriting the rules of air power, and one of them hasn't even entered full service yet. Stay with us. You don't want to miss number 1. Now, before we get into the full list, here's something that most people don't know. One of these bombers was designed in the 1950s. It has been upgraded so many times that it will still be flying in 2040, right alongside a brand new 6th-generation aircraft that uses artificial intelligence to fly itself. At the same time, one of America's biggest rivals has been trying to build their own stealth bomber for nearly a decade. And as of right now, in 2026, they still can't get it off the ground. This is the full picture of where global air power stands today. 5 bombers, 5 stories, and the stakes have never been higher. Introduction. Welcome to Jet Insight. The bomber has always been the backbone of strategic air power. During World War II, the B-17 and B-29 didn't just drop bombs, they broke the enemy's will to fight. They destroyed factories, cut supply lines, and changed the course of history. Fast forward to today, and the bomber is more important than ever. Precision weapons, stealth technology, nuclear capability. The modern bomber doesn't just threaten a target, it threatens an entire nation's decision-making. In 2026, only 3 countries operate true strategic bombers: the United States, Russia, and China. And the gap between them is wider than most people think. Today, we're counting down the top 5 bombers that are defining what air power means in this new era. We'll cover where each one stands right now, what makes it dangerous, and why it matters to the future of American military strength. Before we dive deeper, please take a second to like this video and subscribe. Over 98% of viewers watch without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it means a lot to us. And here's a question for you right now. Drop your answer in the comments. Which bomber do you think is the most powerful in the world today? Type the name below. We read every single comment. Now, to understand why these 5 bombers matter so much, you need to understand one simple truth about modern warfare. Range wins. The country that can strike from the farthest distance with the least warning and walk away without losing a single aircraft, that country controls the battlefield before the first shot is ever fired. That's called deterrence. And right now, the United States Air Force has the strongest deterrent force on the planet. But that position is being challenged. China is building. Russia is upgrading. And the window that America holds today will not stay open forever. That's why 2026 is such a critical year. New bombers are entering service. Old ones are being modernized. And the decisions being made right now will shape the balance of air power for the next 30 years. So let's get into it. Starting with number 5. Bomber number 5, Tu-160M White Swan, Russia. Number 5 on our list is not American, and that might surprise some of you. Meet the Tupolev Tu-160M. The Russians call it the White Swan. NATO calls it the Blackjack. And whatever name you use, this aircraft is a serious machine. The Tu-160 was originally built during the Cold War. It's a supersonic, variable sweep wing bomber, meaning its wings can shift position depending on whether it needs to fly fast or fly far. At full speed, it can reach over Mach 2, roughly 1,500 miles per hour. That's faster than most fighter jets from 20 years ago. But here's what makes the Tu-160M truly dangerous in 2026. It's not the speed, it's what it carries. This bomber can hold nearly 90,000 pounds of weapons. That's the heaviest payload of any bomber currently flying anywhere in the world. And most of that payload comes in the form of long-range cruise missiles, specifically the KH-101 and its nuclear version, the KH-102. Those missiles have a range of over 3,000 miles. The Tu-160M can launch them from inside Russian airspace, well beyond the reach of most air defenses, and still hit targets deep in enemy territory. The crew never has to enter a danger zone. Russia has used this exact approach in Ukraine. Tu-160s and Tu-95s have launched hundreds of cruise missile strikes throughout the conflict, giving Russian commanders real-world combat data that no training exercise can provide. Now, Russia is producing a modernized version, the Tu-160M, with upgraded avionics, new engines, and improved weapons systems. It's currently the only intercontinental range bomber in series production anywhere outside the United States. Russia's next-generation stealth bomber, the Pakda, is supposed to replace the Tu-95 and eventually work alongside the Tu-160M. But here's the honest truth. As of 2026, there's no confirmed prototype. The timeline keeps slipping. The engines haven't been finalized. And with Russia's resources tied up in Ukraine, that program is more a promise than a reality. So for now, the Tu-160M is Russia's most capable and most relevant strategic bombing platform in 2026, and it earns its place on this list. But up next, we shift to a bomber that has been serving America for 7 decades, and somehow just keeps getting better. Bomber number 4, B-52 Stratofortress, USA. If you've ever seen a B-52 fly overhead at an air show, you know there's something almost mythical about it. It's enormous, it's loud, and it's been doing its job since 1955. The B-52 Stratofortress is the longest-serving combat aircraft in U.S. military history, and in 2026, it is not just surviving, it is being completely reborn. The Air Force is currently upgrading its fleet of 74 B-52s to what's being called the B-52J standard. New engines, new radar, new communications systems. The goal is to keep the B-52 flying and fighting into the 2040s and possibly beyond. Let that sink in. An aircraft designed during the Eisenhower administration will still be a frontline military asset when most of the people watching this video are well into their 70s and 80s. Why keep it? Because the B-52 is genuinely irreplaceable in its role. It can fly over 8,800 miles without refueling. It carries 70,000 pounds of weapons, gravity bombs, smart munitions, and up to 20 air-launched cruise missiles under its wings, with 8 more stored internally. And it can stay in the air for incredibly long missions, providing sustained firepower over a battlefield that no other aircraft can match. In the Gulf War, in Afghanistan, in Iraq, the B-52 was there every time. Not as a relic, but as the workhorse. The aircraft that could loiter over a battlefield, respond to a ground commander's call, and deliver precision firepower on demand. Now, the Air Force is also arming the B-52J with the new long-range standoff missile, a new nuclear-capable cruise missile with a range of at least 1,500 miles. The plan is to buy over 1,000 of these missiles. Pair that with the upgraded B-52, and you have a platform that can deliver nuclear deterrence from the safest possible distance. Here's the most important thing your audiences should know. The future U.S. Air Force, as confirmed by the Air Force Chief of Staff himself, will be a 2-bomber force. The modernized B-52J and the new B-21 Raider. That's the plan. Not 3 bombers. Not 4. 2. The B-52 earned that spot. And after 70 years, that is a record that speaks for itself. Now, if the B-52 represents America's past and future at the same time, the next bomber on our list is a story about what happens when strategy meets stealth. And it involves a single mission that shook the world. Bomber number 3, B-2 Spirit, USA. There are 20 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers in existence. 20. That's it. Each one costs over $2 billion. Each one is kept inside a specialized climate-controlled hangar. Each one requires hundreds of hours of maintenance to keep its stealth coating in perfect condition. And in 2025, the United States Air Force used its entire available fleet in a single night. The target was Iran's most heavily defended nuclear facility. The weapon was the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, a 30,000-pound bomb designed specifically to destroy bunkers buried deep underground. Only the B-2 can carry it. The mission, known as Operation Midnight Hammer, was a defining moment in modern military history. It proved one thing above everything else. When it absolutely has to happen, America can reach anywhere on Earth and destroy anything it chooses. The B-2 made its first flight in 1989. Its flying wing design, that distinctive triangular shape with no tail, gives it an incredibly small radar signature. Modern air defense systems that can track a fighter jet at 50 miles might not detect a B-2 until it's already released its weapons. It carries 40,000 pounds of payload across 2 internal weapons bays. Nuclear gravity bombs. The B-6112 precision-guided nuclear bomb, which was upgraded in 2025. Conventional bunker busters. Even naval sea mines if needed. But here's the vulnerability that the Iran mission exposed. After Midnight Hammer, a senior Air Force official said something that should resonate with every person watching this. She said, if Iran had shot down any of those B-2s, we couldn't replace them. Not next week. Not next month. And if China or Russia attacked the next day, we might have to hold back our best asset just to preserve it. That's the problem with having only 20 of the most capable aircraft in the world. You can't afford to lose a single one. This is why the B-21 program is being treated with such urgency. The B-2 carried American air power on its back for over 3 decades. It proved stealth bombing works. It proved penetrating enemy air defenses is possible. And now it's time to pass that torch. The B-2 will remain in service until the B-21 fleet grows large enough to replace it. Until then, it remains the sharpest sword in the American arsenal. And speaking of the B-21, we're getting close to number 1. But first, there's a bomber that hasn't fully arrived yet, and it's carrying the weight of an entire nation's ambitions. Let's talk about China. Bomber number 2, CNH-20, China. China has wanted a stealth bomber for a long time, and for nearly a decade, they've been telling the world, it's coming. It's almost ready. Just wait. The CNH-20 was first announced in 2016. By 2018, Chinese military spokesmen were calling it a program of great progress. By 2024, officials were saying it would debut very soon. As of early 2026, it still has not publicly flown. The H-20 is designed as a flying wing stealth bomber, similar in concept to the B-2. Its estimated range is over 10,000 kilometers, which would give China the ability to threaten U.S. military bases across the Pacific, including Guam. It's intended to carry both nuclear and conventional weapons, giving China a complete nuclear triad, land, sea, and air. On paper, it sounds like a direct competitor to the B-21. In reality, the gap is enormous. The Pentagon's most recent annual report on Chinese military power, published in December 2025, made no mention of the H-20 at all. That silence speaks volumes. U.S. intelligence has confirmed the H-20 has run into serious engineering problems. Specifically, replicating the kind of stealth technology used in American aircraft is not something China has been able to achieve. Making a flying wing aircraft that is truly low observable requires decades of accumulated knowledge in coatings, shaping, and airframe integration. That knowledge took the United States over 40 years to develop. The head of U.S. Air Force Global Strike Command said it plainly in early 2026. He said there is no other country in the world that can deliver a long-range strike platform on any day, at any time, and any place of its choosing. The official timeline for the H-20 has quietly been pushed to the 2030s. But here's why China still earns the number 2 spot on this list. The ambition is real. The urgency is real. China currently operates about 239 H-6 bombers, an aircraft based on a 1950s Soviet design, and they know those planes cannot survive modern air defenses. The pressure to get the H-20 flying is enormous. And by the time it does arrive, whenever that is, the strategic picture will be very different. For now, China is in a race it knows it's losing. And the aircraft that's pulling ahead is the one we're about to cover. If you're still with us at this point, stick with it. Because what comes next is the most important story in military aviation today. Before we get to number 1, if you're a military veteran or just someone who deeply respects what our armed forces do, there's a growing community of people just like you right here on this channel. People who care about national security, air power, and the men and women who stand guard. You're already part of it just by being here. Now, number 1. Bomber number 1. B-21 Raider, USA. Everything we've talked about today has been building to this. The B-21 Raider is the most advanced bomber ever built. And in 2026, it is moving closer to combat readiness, faster than almost anyone expected. Here's what we know as of this month. The program is in low-rate initial production, with 21 aircraft currently being built across 5 production lots. A second flight test aircraft made its maiden flight in September 2025. The Air Force is investing $10.3 billion in the B-21 program in fiscal year 2026 alone, nearly double what was spent the year before. And production is being accelerated at Northrop Grumman's facility in Palmdale, California. The target for full operational capability is around 2027. But here's the part that even defense insiders find remarkable. The test aircraft being built right now are so close to combat-ready configuration that in a genuine national emergency, they could be pressed into service in 2026. Let that land for a moment. A brand new 6th-generation stealth bomber, designed to penetrate the most advanced air defenses in the world, potentially combat-ready this year. What makes the B-21 different from everything that came before it? First, it was designed from day one with China in mind. Not the Soviet Union, not the Middle East, China. Specifically, a potential conflict in the Indo-Pacific, where U.S. forces would have to operate deep inside highly contested airspace against the most advanced air defense systems ever built. Second, it is built on open architecture. That means its software and systems can be upgraded rapidly without rebuilding the whole aircraft. In today's warfare environment, where electronic capabilities change faster than hardware, that flexibility is a major strategic advantage. Third, it is being designed with artificial intelligence integration. Reports confirmed in 2025 that the B-21's cockpit is optimized for a single pilot, with an AI system serving as a virtual co-pilot. Down the road, this architecture opens the door to fully uncrewed operations. Fourth, the numbers are growing. The Air Force's original plan called for at least 100 B-21s. Discussions in early 2026 have referenced orders potentially reaching 145 to 200 aircraft. One independent think tank argued that the Air Force needs at least 200 to effectively deter China. The B-21 is named the Raider, in honor of the Doolittle Raiders of World War II. Those were the American aviators who launched a daring surprise attack on Japan in April 1942, striking fear into the enemy and proving that no target was truly beyond reach. The name is deliberate. The message is deliberate. And for the men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces, and for every American who believes in peace through strength, the B-21 Raider represents the very best of what this nation can do when it sets its mind to something. The B-2 Spirit proved stealth bombing works, the B-52 proved longevity and adaptability, and the B-21 is taking both of those lessons and carrying them into the next chapter. Russia has the Tu-160M, China is still trying to build the H-20, and America is already deploying its 6th-generation answer. The story of air power in 2026 is really a story of where this race is heading. And right now, the United States is leading, not by luck, but because of decades of investment, innovation, and the unmatched skill of the men and women who fly these machines. Conclusion. That's your top 5 bombers defining air power in 2026. From the White Swan over Russia, to the Ghost bomber still waiting in China, to the Raider that may already be combat ready right now. If this video gave you something new to think about, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed. There's a lot more coming, and you won't want to miss it. We'll see you in the next one.